everyone. Tonight, we are gonna play some Final Fantasy 16 because the DLC just dropped. Rising Tide, the final story-related DLC for 16. I don't know when the game comes out on PC, if the game will be updated more. Probably won't be. When the PC version drops, it'll probably just be all the content, including some extra stuff. I know they said they were working on having Sid and Jill playable, maybe Joshua too. I guess we'll see. Uh, we'll see if that ends up happening. But I love this game. My favorite game of last year. One of my probably top 2 Final Fantasies of all time. It's just an incredible game from start to finish. Quest line. When I played the DLC last time, I did my normal playthrough when I first beat the game, because I wasn't far enough in my New Game Plus Final Fantasy mode playthrough. So did it on normal. I did Echoes of the Fallen on normal, and then I got to I beat the game on Final Fantasy after, and I did the Echoes of the Fallen DLC on Final Fantasy mode. So I'm doing Rising Tide on Final Fantasy mode, which is the hardest difficulty for story. Basically, there is a harder difficulty, but you have to beat the DLC to access it. But it's only in the Already Stone for the arcade mode thing, which I haven't done any of the Ultimaniac or Ultimanic or whatever it's called mode. All right, quest line origin. Where there's a will. And yeah, I did all the side quests, so I don't have to worry about anything. Skate. Battle content. Oh yeah, I forgot they added different, like a, what is it called? Like a roguelike sort of mode to this game also. Pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to playing some of that. I might not do that on stream. I might just do the DLC story stuff. Dion is probably like my favorite side character besides like Jill and Joshua. He's like right up there with them, in my opinion. He's an incredible character that I still wish we got to bring him on our journey and fight with him on the field, just like Gav too, but Dion more because he has an icon. He's a dominant. His story is very tragic, incredibly tragic and sad, but he got to right his wrongs in a way at the end of the game. I was thinking about changing my clothes back to the normal one, but I like these. I like the new DLC clothes. Pretty cool. I'm missing one thing from here. I don't know what it is. I might have to look it up. I don't think it's the DLC. The last one is here, so the next one will be farther, I think. I don't honestly remember the order. Unmarked. Sid, I shall not waste time mincing words. Leviathan's dominant is in need of rescue. And despite my innumerable misgivings about joining hands with an outlaw of the highest disrepute, the dame has assured me that there is none better suited to the task at hand. I dare not reveal more for fear this missive could fall into the wrong hands, but if what little I have penned here has kindled your interest, I bid your journey to the Vale North reach and inquire with one Layla. She will surely see you satisfied.
Leviathan the Lost. But why now? After all this time.
Why, what now?
Oh, I'm not sure you'd believe me if I told you.
After all we've been through. I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess. We'll talk there. I see we're all here.
So, what is it this time?
I'm not sure yet. The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted. But whoever the sender was, it seems the dame held them in high enough regard to point them in our direction.
The dame? Well, she's not one to waste our time. It must be important.
Important might be an understatement. If the letter is to be believed, Leviathan's dominant is in danger. And someone wants us to save him.
Leviathan?
So the Warden of Water has finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
More. The Lost moniker dates back at least that long. Even our venerable lawsman would not have been so much as a glint in his father's eye when last the mighty serpent brought his crashing waves to bear upon the realm.
But why the gap? I know it can be a few years before a new dominant's born. But over a century?
Should the dominant of Water's bloodline have been severed somehow, it could have prevented a new dominant from awakening.
But if one has awakened now, he couldn't have chosen a worse time. Every nation in the realm has lost its dominant. If word gets out that there is still one to be had, they will stop at nothing to claim it for their own.
And the twins will be at war again, just when humanity most needs to come together. Did the letter say anything else?
Only that if I wish to know more, we must meet in person. And that the Vale can arrange a meeting.
If nothing else, you can be certain it ain't a trap.
Famous last words. I'm coming with you.
As am I.
What about Dion?
Thank you. Both of you.
Why didn't they make...
Otto.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on things here. Didn't fancy coming anyway.
Thank you. I shall leave the Invincible in your capable hands.
New quest accepted thing? Why don't they like Dion? Like, I don't understand. He didn't help us in the last DLC. He didn't help us in this DLC. Quest destination for the Rising Tide are indicated with the icon. I still have the Buster Sword. I forgot. I used this the whole last DLC. I'm pretty sure. I do have both of these, the Omega weapon and the Ultimate weapon, reforged. Wait, no, I have the Omega weapon reforged and Ultimate weapon. I think I don't remember, was the Ultimate weapon which one was part of the normal game? Was it the Omega weapon? No, which one is, no, it couldn't have been. How is this not the reforged? Maybe you can, oh, you can only make the Ultimate weapon in New Game Plus. That's right. Never mind. I know people like to talk smack about this game and it not having like the standard Final Fantasy element type of combat, which I don't mind. I will also like wish that the game had elemental affinities, but it doesn't deter. It doesn't like make the game worse because it doesn't have it. It just means that you can do anything you want to any type of enemy you run into. The only thing that changes with the enemies are their health and defense and attack and stuff like that, but there's like no element. You don't have to worry about having a specific element equipped to fight certain enemies. Because if you go into a fight with all fire, or if like you fight a bomb, and the only way you can hurt it is with ice, with Shiva or Leviathan also, and you don't have any Shiva or Leviathan things, icons equipped or their abilities, then what are you gonna do? You know. So I'm glad the combat system is the way it is. I'm keeping the Buster Sword, but yeah, I'm glad the combat is the way it is. Honestly.
Brother, I put Father's helm in your chambers. He should be with you when his vision is finally
Oh, is this the
realized.
last one?
Thank you, Joshua.
I just have to talk to Joshua.
Everything.
Don't mention it.
My name is also Joshua, if y'all didn't know, which I'm sure a lot of people don't.
How goes it, brother? Does it not seem odd?
Does it not seem odd that after an absence of more than a century, Leviathan would reappear just as you claim the power of the realm's final
Could this
warden?
perhaps be a part of Ultima's plan?
Hmm.
Shall we then?
Ifrit, your resolve didn't falter.
No. Though I continue to be bewildered by fate, that I should meet with my old tutor here, at the very end of the world. I thank you, with all my heart, for giving me this chance.
And I thank you for taking it.
Should like to look upon that flower once more, when I am worthy. I stand ready to leave for Origin at your word. May Griga go with us.
And see us safely home.
Mm-hmm. Do-do-do-do. I love this song so much. Da 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 da. Doom doom doom. Doom 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 doom. Doom. Let me see the room. Let me see if that's what I needed. If I need to talk to Joshua. Yeah. When I played this game, I don't know if I really talked about it too much. When I originally played through it on stream. Oh, two more opened up, but what is this one? I'm gonna have to check it out later. I have all the trophies. I think I had it on the normal mode, but I had to redo it for whatever that one is. I don't know what. Oh, I think it's might be the stones. I didn't do I didn't redo the 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 icon challenges on New Game Plus. That's probably what those are. I don't know if that's what it is though. This fast travel is so fast. Look at that. Within like 3 seconds. I bought all the new orchestrion rolls, however you pronounce it. I bought all the new ones that they added earlier. But yeah, I don't think I talked about it earlier, but when this game got announced, I thought the main character's name was Joshua, and then I learned that the main character's name was Clive, but his brother's name was Joshua. And obviously, like, they were gonna have Joshua was gonna be a big important character in this game, and that connected with me because like I talked a little bit about it on my review of the game, how like I wish I had the brother I have, who is also an older brother. I'm the youngest of 3 kids, and I wish that I had a brother like Clive that um that loved me, you know, like not just loved me, but that I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't want to go deep into, you know, personal stuff, but I really envied this Joshua's relationship with his brother.
I'm looking for a Layla.
You found one. So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
We're not here for your services. We simply want to talk.
What you do with your time is up to you. The price is still the same.
Hear about the letter.
Oh. Oh, sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
Among other things.
Look, I'm just the messenger here. There's only so much I can tell you.
Specifically.
A location, north of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent, and the woman who can answer your questions.
And that's all. Nothing else.
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand. Few venture into the Royal Meadows anymore, so you won't be overheard.
Does anyone else think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
Not if she realizes the value of the information she's party to.
And the danger it puts her in.
Northreach welcomes you, Clive.
Forgive me, Clive.
Do as Layla told you.
I'm glad she knows that she isn't keeping a secret from Isabel.
Should you need anything.
The garrison may have kept the rights from the... Do be careful.
I will.
I love this song also. Oh man.
Faster!
The tent is where Layla said it would be.
Yes, but who awaits us inside?
You deserve a rest.
Oh.
It's empty. Why am I not surprised?
Well, they can't be in there the whole time. Clive. I haven't played this game like
The boat.
since the DLC came
Prizes for
out.
guessing who that belongs to.
Well, that's not true. I beat the I had to rebeat the game. I don't remember when that was though. When was that? Was that last year? Must have been. Let me see. When did I platinum this game? Yeah, December 28th. Yeah, that was the last time I beat the game. I haven't even played it.
The embers are still warm.
So you're Sid.
Oh, this is not. Is this the lady? I don't know if this is the lady
I
that
suppose I must
they
be,
were
which means you have me at a disadvantage.
they were showing off.
Apologies.
It is the lady.
I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Morts of Water.
What kind of accent is that?
Water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born. A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yes, that would be impossible, since the tribe famously...
Vanished. Was exterminated.
Sounds familiar.
Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Grieger's faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there. What do you know of it?
He speaks pretty slow.
The surge.
That's been there since the
Only that
beginning of
it's
the
been
game.
for a long time.
Since the fall of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing. Not that I'll hold it against you. The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to?
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon. Someone just like you. So what do you say? Will you help us?
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born. But he deserves a better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves to be free.
As do we all. Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Lead the way.
Across the bay. There's all types of European accents in this game. Alright. Drake Glacier? Drake's Eye? The Lost Cloak. If you manage to navigate the cloak's narrow mountaintop pass without plummeting to your death, you will be rewarded with a breathtaking view of blighted wasteland stretching from the Oilefist, I think they said it earlier, Orlifiest Bay to the Sea of Grace. So is this whole land blighted? It looked like it from the map. I don't know if we're going to be able to use magic in certain parts. Or anywhere.
Alright, you might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall and passing
So
through.
that water
a bit
must
of
be
getting used to.
from one of the
I don't see
previous
any wall.
Diva
Of course
dominant
you don't. That's the point. It's a
battles,
glamour
most
woven
likely.
by our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes. But don't take my word for it. Watch.
Oh. What is this, like Themyscira? What the? They actually can use
Worse
magic to
than a
hide?
slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
It's blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you?
Oh.
Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day.
So Ultima's power doesn't reach here, or they're able to fake out his power somehow? Huh. Crazy. Hmm. That's really powerful magic.
And that concludes our little voyage. We're here.
I wonder if that means they have a crystal, most likely, but see. Actually, it must. I think it was destroyed. They said Drake's eye, but we'll see. New music.
It's a long slog to the village, and a hard one.
I'm level 99. I think the level cap is 110 now. Game is beautiful, man. Even just those rocks look so good.
Finally.
What? You didn't think we'd arrived, did you? The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Of course it is.
I need to relearn how to play. 2 trophies, I haven't even done anything yet. This DLC is apparently 10 or so hours. Maybe longer than that, depending. Which the last DLC was only like 2 hours, 3 hours max, probably. But if you know what you do, if you know what you're doing and really good at the game, it should only take like 2 hours. It wasn't that long, honestly.
Watch yourself, Sid. This path can be treacherous.
Yeesh, man.
If not for the sheer drop, then for the beasts who prowl it.
Thank you for the warning. And please, call me Clive. Sid is an alias.
You will be pleased to learn, Lady Shula, that I have no such aliases.
Is that so? Oh, Lord Margrace.
It's all the same to me.
He does have an alias. Joshua does have an alias, Margrace. And she knew. I wish they could patch that out, where you can't, like, act out of that move, or any move. Like, look at that. Look how much recovery is on that. It should be, like, instant, like how 7 Rebirth, like how Remake and Rebirth have the, what is it called? Like when Cloud swipes, you can like immediately act out of it in Rebirth now, but in Remake you couldn't. It took like a second for you to move after. These things are in, pretty sure these are enemies from 13. Wolf trap.
Stand back.
Level 100.
Oh, will you now? Shall I keep my axe and spells to myself then?
Hey. Why? Okay, is this not locking on or what?
Earlier you mentioned ancient spells, yet I see you carry no crystals.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
But then, where is your brand?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck, if I ever get careless.
And it's in for a long wait.
Huh. I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if she's a bearer or not. And she is. This one's still here. She is, but they don't brand anyone over here, so magic users are treated differently here, which is nice. That's a good change. Probably the world that Clive fights for, and the twins. I think that's what it's called. That's what the world, well, that area of the world is called. I'm just taking in the scenery, honestly. It looks so good. Wolves. Oh, our L1 is the... Ow. I didn't want to do that. Overkill for that little wolf. I do want to use Ramu. There's also, what's the name, loadouts, so I can change loadouts. Ramu, Titan. Pile drive is super good. Lightning Rod is also really good. I can never really use the Ice Age. Like, you have to use it at a, it seems like you have to use it at a like an angle, not an angle, but like a certain distance, because it seems like I can never get the sweet spot for it. I'll try. I used Rhyme a lot. This is too slow for me. That's way too slow. It probably does a lot of damage, but it's... I wonder if you could use Will of the Wikes and then use Wings of Light. Probably.
We're almost at the summit. From there, you'll have a better view of our home. Few have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
This is not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends.
So are these
to
lands not
Cydia.
blighted or what? Probably not. Seems like it's full of life. So many trees. This is not a view we get at all.
It's
No.
been a long time since I saw the North looking so
Alive. How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but
Yeah.
it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest. Our humble village is only a short way from here, if you'd care to accompany me. Let's get ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Oh, her voice sounds like Gab's voice. Well, the accent. Gav has the same accent, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to say it's like Scottish, but I don't know what it is.
it's beautiful, Shula.
And we aim to keep it that way.
These things aren't hostile, but I'll fight them anyway. Oh, you can. Oops. I didn't know I did not want to do that. Looks better. Ramu. I used Ramu a little bit in the when you first get him, and I think he was like the first one I replaced. I played. I think I replaced Garuda with him, and I replaced him with like someone else. I think Leviathan or Titan next or whatever. So Phoenix is obviously good to warp. This is also good for damage. This is also good for damage. So, hmm. I really wish I used Garuda, but it just doesn't do enough damage. It does a lot of um what is it called? Dagger damage. Not enough regular damage. Mm, mm. These two are like must-have moves, honestly. I don't really want to use any moves.
Are those stones glowing?
That's one of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
Hmm. So, is this put here to... Nah, this must be a... Not a ruse, but like, just like a... What is it called? A front by the people who live here, so they don't have to deal with or look at the real world, maybe? My Torgo is also almost maxed out. I thought I did max him out, but I didn't.
One
Even with
wonders
2
what
full
prompted
playthroughs. Yeesh, man. Why am I still getting those? You forget now I don't have to go into the pause menu anymore. Belkin really knows how to make music, man. Oh. Ow. I always use Bahamut because his Mega Flare is so good. Bahamut stayed in my ooh, uh Bahamut stayed in my icon classes or icon things. I'll always use them. Enhances Phoenix Shift, increasing both movement speed and distance. Not bad. Dagger damage increase. This is too good to not have on, honestly. Orgul's attack potency. I always wonder what is attack potency. I don't know if it's attack damage or the amount of times he can, or how fast he attacks. Because when he attacks on his own, he does a lot of damage. But when he attacks, when you call him to attack, he doesn't do that much damage. Phoenix. Genji gloves. I should put this on. I don't know. Kind of fine with the distance being shift does anyway. Seems like it's faster, like a little bit faster. With it on.
This one.
Clive wielding the busted sword with one arm like that is so funny to look at.
Could we not have spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north?
In clear view of the bay.
I forget how to get Zatansuken up. Oh, never mind. Just use the sword over and over again. It takes a while though, without the abilities, which is fine. Also, I wish they added a Ifrit one. Like, I want to see what Ifrits would look like. Like, what his iconic ability would be. Like his circle move. Right.
on evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Open the gates! The tributary is home!
Pretty peaceful. I wonder how long this will last.
Outsiders? Well, I never.
Look at the size of that dog. All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Then we are honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady.
I gotta
How
check
did your
every so
people chance to
often
settle here in
how
the
my
north?
stream sounds.
Unless I am much mistaken.
Because when I play
most
PS5
of
games,
water long called the
it
coasts
messes
of
up the
Severn Ash
sound.
their home.
Or at least it did that a lot with Rebirth.
Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where
We met our doom, along with our dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
The Witten Hole. I didn't even see Dula's little sprite. I didn't pay attention to it. I'm sure she'll join back up with us.
That'll be them then. Don't look like much if you ask me.
I didn't know what she had. I thought she had some in her hand. That was her sword handle.
Over here? What do we do? I don't know. Just look busy.
Now I know why their voice sounds so familiar. Besides Gav, Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and 3.
The stalks are thin.
More so 2. His accent. That's what it reminds me of.
I give you my grain, you give me your eggs. Everyone's happy. Except for the eggs, maybe.
I didn't even see what that said. It said Amophore? Amophore?
Stay away from that. Heard you the first time?
I'm sorry, but I don't like it. Outsiders should stay on the outside.
You're not wrong, because something most likely is gonna go wrong here. Probably because Clive and everyone is here. Things don't necessarily stay good when Clive comes around, unfortunately. But it's not his fault. It is, but it isn't at the same time.
Look, Nan, it's the outsiders.
Hush! It's not polite to call outsiders outsiders.
Look, that one's got a black cape. Do you think he's the leader?
Oh,
don't think I can carry another barrel up those steps. If I had a crystal, maybe?
Those crystals are for the glamour, you lazy beggar. Now stop whining and get that water to the foundry.
So they use...
We must flee.
It's all right. They're the tributary's guests.
After what their kind did to us. It's wrong.
What kind of jump is this? I don't even understand. Why even put a jump button in the game? Can't even jump. Like, he's like not even getting off the ground.
Ma'am, I want to play with the others.
Well, you should have thought about that before making such a mess.
That sounded like Mia's voice.
This bridge has been standing here.
Oh, at least as long as we have.
Suddenly, there were curls everywhere I looked. It was all I could do to make it back to Haven without being torn limb from limb.
All you could do. And there I was thinking you were a bearer.
Yeah, they don't talk down upon bears in this region.
If you don't mind, Manda, I'm in a hurry. The tributary is in the Witten Hall, as you should be.
Ain't going none of these houses.
Seems like one of the cans was disturbed by an ibex.
What'd you say? Repeat.
You used to work on the outside, didn't you? Is it really like the sea it is?
If you mean filthy, noisy, and rank, then no. It's much, much worse.
The poor things are as pale as ghosts. Are they unwell?
I don't think so, ma'am. It's just the way they are.
Gold pinning. I got a orchestron roll. Valuable.
Oh, do you think he baits?
Who? The Hound? Or his master?
I'll let Jill hear you say that, lady. Oh, can't go that way.
I'm sorry, but I don't like it.
Please, Grandad, tell us another story about the witch.
I think did he not cut off his thing, or does he not talk? Seems like they don't repeat dialogue.
Welcome to Haven.
Well, hence.
The tributary awaits you within the Witten Hall.
What is that in the sky? Where is it? Can't even see it from here. I thought it was above the town. I think that's it right there. Like a blue light. It might be like the little barrier thing. I'm not sure.
So what do you think of our little haven in the woods? It might not have all the comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
And there's a lot to be said for that. It can't have been easy keeping this place a secret.
Not easy, no. We've dedicated our lives to maintaining the glamour that conceals us. Us, and Walyas.
This man, Walyas, is he Leviathan's dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Walyas is still a baby.
A baby?
Forgive me, but you said that the Dominant and his icon were bound inside the Surge almost a century ago. That would surely make him older still.
It would, if he'd been allowed to age. But the spell robbed the poor bairn of even that.
I'm sorry?
Walyas was the son of my great-grandfather. Leviathan awoke within him almost immediately.
Alias?
But instead of allowing the lad to live out his life as a valued member of the community, my ancestors sought to put his power to other uses. Sadly for them, the icons sensed their treachery and summoned a wave so large it would have swallowed the entire village if my ancestors hadn't stopped him.
Then it is not the surge that binds the child, but time itself.
Yes.
Oh, he was frozen. Interesting.
Forgive me. I'm still not sure I understand.
I'm not surprised. It isn't the easiest thing to explain.
So the same one.
Which is why it might be better if I took you
Oh,
to see him.
okay.
Show you exactly what he has to endure.
Interesting. No wonder.
That is why we came.
Then let us be off. There's a road that leads north from the village. It'll take us right into the Surge.
Are you bound for the Wave tributary?
We are, Delina. Have you spread the word about our guests?
I have. Everyone knows to treat them as family.
You shouldn't have any trouble now, but just in case, I would have you accept this symbol of our people.
Seal. This is
That's
real.
very kind. I look forward to meeting the family.
The feeling's mutual.
Should the tributary be indisposed, feel free to ask me any questions you might have regarding the village, and I'll do my best to answer.
Thank you. We will.
Then I bid you good tide.
Our storehouse lies across the bridge. If you're short of supplies,
Ooh.
you may find what you need there. Though we will have to ask you for recompense, poor as we are.
Do recompense? Okay, yeah. There's her, right?
Yes, my lord. My name is Delina. By way of example. As I'm sure you're aware, the secret of the spell itself. So they built the cairns.
The Ultima is not smart enough to figure out this area exists. Pretty interesting. Or he's not powerful enough to like undo their spell. Maybe he didn't think use the power in this area. I don't know. Cause it reaches over this area. It's just their glamour protects them from being seen.
And thus we hid ourselves away.
Oh, it was only after the skies changed that they conjured a second illusion for the benefit of those inside. Oh, interesting. So people couldn't see inside, or well, it protected people from seeing inside, but they still saw everything how it was happening to the world until
our story
recently.
Began. After the fall of Drake's Horn.
I wish we can see snow in this game. There was no snow areas. Sand areas, mountain areas, grass areas.
Fare you well, my lord.
There's okay, so Walius is the dominant of Leviathan, who was frozen 80 years ago. 80 years ago, he was frozen as a child, I believe. So he's still alive, frozen, apparently, which explains why there hasn't been another Leviathan dominant, because he's still alive, which is very, very interesting. It's very interesting, and she's a part of the family. So if something happened to him, she would probably awaken as the dominant, which I can see happening, but we'll see.
Sid? You are Sid, aren't you? The man the tributary told us about? I wonder if you could help me.
With what exactly?
Oh, nothing too troublesome. Do you know my husband, Pavat?
Oh.
He's the village smith, among other things. Anyway, his name day's not far off, and I wanted to make a gift for him. He's
Name day?
Craftsman, you see, and
Birthday?
he's been fretting about running low on the flowers he uses for dye making, so I wondered if you might collect some for me and give them
Was
to
this
him.
Ghost of Tsushima?
Would this gift not be better coming from you?
Perhaps, but it can't, for reasons I can't go into. Please, I know it sounds daft, but I'd be ever so grateful.
Fine. Which flowers does your husband need?
The sweet little blue ones that grow around the fount. Elder's blessings, they're called. We use them to dye our fabrics so we always feel close to water like they are. You don't need to go to the trouble of picking them yourself, though. Just speak to the field hands and ask them to share their harvest with you. 2 basketfuls should be enough for my husband to be getting on with.
This is like Aerith.
2
Aerith
basketfuls
quest.
it is.
So they're plus quests, which means they're they'll give me important
Speak
things.
to the flower pickers by the pond. Tell them it's elders.
Like permanent
blessings
upgrades
they're
or something?
after. 2 baskets of them.
I need to get the DLC items. 160. What is this weapon from anyway? I think it's from something. I don't remember what though. Oh, I can't see it. That's right. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to see it when I go to the hideaway. No. How did this go down? Oh, is it because of the item? No, it's still on. I don't understand this. How does this keep going down? It was at the second to last one today. Before the DLC started. But what happened? I swear I've had it max before, but I don't know how it went down. I don't know. Weird. Really weird.
If you want something from the forge, you'll have to wait your turn. Got my hands full as it is. Though not with what I need, thanks to the love of my life.
Where in the blue heavens has that girl got to? Oh, I'll have her hide when she gets back. Oh, sorry. I was leagues away. How can I help you? If you're after something from the storehouse, it's actually my wife you'll want to talk to. She will have to charge you for the goods, though. Not that we'd fleece you or anything. It's just, you know, needs must.
I understand.
Well, I guess these just unlock the shops and the weaponsmith.
She might not be able to get anything down for you for a bit.
Ah, right.
She's got her hands full with the inventory, you see. It should have been my daughter's job, really, but the willful little Rills decided to make herself scarce. The heavens only know where that girl's got to.
If you'd like me to keep an eye out for her.
Oh, no. I couldn't ask that of an outsider. Could I? You wouldn't mind?
Of course not. She won't have gone far, will she?
I hope not. But I've scoured the entire village for her and come up empty-handed. Can't help thinking she might have gone on another one of her little adventures.
Ah, a free spirit is she?
Aye, that she is. Can't get her to sit still, especially once you heard you lot were on your way. Outsiders! You should have seen her little eyes light up. No, if she wanted to watch you arrive, she'd have made for the low gate where you first came in. The guard there might have spotted her. Maybe you could ask him. Ruka, her name is.
All right. I'll let you know if I find her. Try not to worry. Excuse me. I wonder, might you be able to spare a basket of Elder's blessings? Pavard's wife tasked me with collecting some for her husband, and suggested that I speak to you.
Ah. Werda wants you to bless her better half with the fruits of our labour, does she? Go on then. Give the old fool something to squirm about.
I'm sorry.
Ah, don't worry about it. An old fool Pavard may be, but if you come bearing gifts, he's not fool enough to turn you away.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you.
Pavard's not a bad bloke, like, he's just a bit of a craftsman, you know?
The mirrors. My people believe they frighten off trespassing demons by showing them the evil in their hearts. Would you care to take a look?
Ah, welcome to Haven, friend.
Thank you. Forgive my presumptuousness, but the smith's wife has asked me to make her husband a present of some Elder's blessings. 2 basketfuls, to be precise.
Well, I have one, if that's any help.
It is. I'm much obliged. They really are beautiful.
Aren't they just? Though that's not the only reason
Oh,
they
my
have
back.
a special place in our hearts. Legend has it that when our people fled from Ash, the tributary of the time took some seeds with them. And as they wandered high and low across the Twins, he'd plant them wherever they stopped for water. Every elder since has done the same. So when we finally put down roots here in Mysidia, the flowers did too.
Well,
Interesting.
that's 2 basketfuls.
Quick complete. I do have that on, but I probably won't do
as a
that.
Pavard.
Oh, you have
The Elder's
time.
blessings are a symbol of our people. I'm glad you like them.
So it just goes automatically. Get you over there. It's pretty cool. A very, very, very good quality of life change, honestly.
What do you want?
Your wife asked me to bring you these flowers.
That woman. Come out. I know you're there.
Who? Me?
Would either of you care to explain what's going on?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to deceive you. It's just, my husband can be a bit standoffish at times, and I thought this might be a good way for the 2 of you to get acquainted. What with you being a swordsman like, and him being the only smith in the village. It'd be a shame if you couldn't turn to him for help.
The only reason he couldn't turn to me for help is because I had my hands full with all the orders you lot dumped on me. I'm pretty much done with them now, though. But, for the record, the tributary said that we were to lend you outsiders our aid, and that's exactly what I was planning to do. With or without my darling wife's meddling. Still, here we are. Acquainted. So, if there's out you need, just bring us the materials, all right?
All right.
All right, then. And tar for the flowers. I was running low.
Ah.
You use them for dyeing, I hear.
Aye. Crush the petals and it makes a fine and lasting blue. We use it to stain the cloth for our tunics and pennons. To remind us where we come from, like.
As modes of water. Children of the sea.
That's right. The pattern too was left by our ancestors. The Ceaseless Rill, it's called. It symbolizes the river of our tribe, with the strength of Leviathan running through it. And no matter how that river has ebbed and flowed, changed its course, the flowers have always been with us, growing on our banks. I should get back to work. If you need something crafting, let me know.
I will. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Wasn't it just?
Sheesh. Collection of Earth. Enhances Titan's iconic feat, Titan Block. Make it capable to block attacks from behind or restoring a small amount of health of the HP regain gauge. Interesting. So these two quests are just to open up the shops. And I figured that. I don't think I could do anything with them.
Yes?
I don't have anything to make. Unless it's like a new weapon or something. I don't know if there's a new weapon for this DLC. The last one had the Omega weapon.
Hear me, mine ancestors. Grant me the strength to tame the troubled waters of mine heart, that it might at last find serenity.
And obviously I'm taking my time with this DLC.
You haven't seen the storekeeper's daughter, have you?
Little Ruka? I have, as it happens. She went out through the gate not long ago.
Out of the village? Alone?
Aye, she does it all the time. There's a path off to the left which leads down to the river. Nice little spot, that. And safe as you like. The beasts of the mountain don't dare come so close to the village. That's where she'll be. Go and have a look if you don't believe me.
I will.
Follow the path to the left. Ruka will be playing down by the river. Trust me.
This must be the path.
I wish they added a run button. Like just hold down L2 or something. Or not circle, but like R1. Like after you dash, you can run. Like hold down R1 or something. It takes like 4 to 5 seconds to run. Like full sprint.
They're not here either. It's you! I've been looking everywhere for you.
You must be Ruka.
You know my name? Can you lot read minds?
Your father asked me to keep an eye out for you. You left without telling him where you were going. He was worried.
But I went to look for you.
Well, now you found me. What do you say we head back to the village and let your father know you're safe?
All right.
We're gonna
And
fight
on the way
here.
home, you can tell me all about the world beyond the wall. I want to know everything.
Everything might be a stretch.
Oh, never mind. No fight here. There's open enough space to fight.
Thank you for bringing her home. And sorry for the trouble.
Oh, no. It was a pleasure.
Daddy, did you know that there are villages 10 times as big as Haven in the outside world? 10 times! Cities, they call them. And in these cities, they have great big walls and towers and castles.
Oh, to think I was worried. You can tell me all about the outside world later, Sweet Pea. Now go and help your mum with the stores.
All right.
Thanks for putting up with her questions. She, has a lot of them. One of the big ones being, what are the people beyond the wall like? Reckon you've made a good first impression.
Are we the only one she's ever met?
That you are. The rest of the world can't know we're here, so we'll have to be very careful who we're letting in and out.
That's really
a few
good.
of us might make the occasional trip to shore for supplies, but for the most part, we'll make do with what we've got, including what the old Northerners left us.
Yes. You built on top of the old ruins, didn't you?
Well, they make for fine foundations. Their masons clearly knew what they were doing. That's one thing we don't have to worry about. Oh, it's everything else that's the problem. Medicines, metals for tool making, anything like that. We have to dress up as traveling merchants and make a trip to the outside and pray to every cloud in the heavens that nobody sees through us.
Which explains why you need Gil.
Aye. And now Ruka's back, my wife should be free to assist you with any potential purchases. So please, do make good use of our stores, because we fully intend to make good use of your coin.
I'll be sure to keep my purse strings loose.
What do you do then? Or would he just hangs out and let his wife and daughter do everything else? Maybe he hunts something. Ageless tallow. Crafting. What's an Ibex? Is that a new enemy? Maybe that's one of those tier. I don't know. Oilies.
It's a pity nothing but the foundations were left standing. A whole storehouse made of stone would make it a lot easier to keep our supplies in good nick.
Will you be back soon? You've still got to tell me everything else about the outside world.
Thanks for bringing me daughter back. I don't grudge her looking for adventure, but she's got to pull her weight like the rest of us. Anyway, now we've got the inventory done, I can attend to my own tasks, like seeing to our visitors' needs. So, was the route you wanted? When you've decided what you want, just let me know.
Minwu Race Club.
Well, if you're sure you need it.
It's better than what I have on. Much better.
May it serve you well.
Fucking.
Well, if you're sure you need it. Hey, we can use that. This is all we can pay. Hey, we can use that. Anything else? Then I bid you good tide.
What do you think the tributary sees in those outsiders?
What is it you want?
So I can't upgrade my thing. +4. Hmm.
A good tide to you.
How long do you think this bridge has been?
You're Lady Shula's friend, aren't you? Lady Shula says that if I want to be tributary one day, I have to learn my letters just like she did. But what good are letters against a Tombry's knife?
Off to the surge, are you? Well, just you stay close to the tributary. We don't want you getting lost in the forest.
There's a pair of ships just up ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
Level 100.
Oh, this easy.
This area looks a little thicker than the last one. Whoa. Quick stop. This is probably gonna be a big fight here. Here's one of those things.
The quickest route to the surge is due east, past the second galley.
Shula, how did these ships come to be here?
What do you imagine happens when an icon of water gets angry?
Really, brother, did you have to ask?
We go that way. Let's say, when do they blow up? The The blind justice.
This trail
Electric
only leads
balls.
deeper into the forest. We should head back.
That little lizard. Yeah, lightning rod does so much more damage, it feels like. At least to the smaller enemies. I want to fight a big enemy and see how it, like, how much it changes.
No, I still haven't mended the bridge. And I never bloody will if people don't leave me to my work.
Enough with the bloody hides, man. I need more potions in the open world or in the areas.
We won't find Walius this way. The sea lies behind us.
Flan. Wyndham. Oh. Yeah, this stuff went down very fast. Dagger. I didn't even do that fight like properly, but still pretty different. And this is the hardest difficulty too. I'll probably use the Odin loadout. One with Odin, my first loadout with against bosses or like single enemies, like single big enemies. Not big enough. Or the radius isn't big enough. On berries. Uh-oh.
Tonberries. Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything save sharp knives, it seems.
They're so like creepy looking. They look like they have the like normal people not appendages, but oh. Mega Flare might last longer too. Seemed like it lasted a decent amount of time. Yeah, these tomberries are creepy, creepy, creepy. They have like regular people bodies on top of like how they normally look. I was expecting them to like disappear and attack me from behind, but they didn't. Other than that. Ow. Is that new? Their little victory little poses? I think they've had that before, but Clive doesn't really do anything. He doesn't pose. Fool's Gold. Sellable item, probably. When I beat Rebirth, I was like, man, I want to play 16 again. You've not beat it twice already.
I can smell the sea.
It's not far now.
I will replay this game at some point in the future. I love the graphics of this game, but man, this game, like the way it has like the effects on like the crystals or anything magic related in this game is so beautiful. Like the particle effects and stuff, so nice to look at.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
That thing looked like it was moving right there, whatever that is. Probably an enemy. Probably a monster. What is this, materia? Not materia, Mako?
You don't want to go down there. Trust me.
Do I even want to ask why?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the areas are inaccessible right now, which is good. That means there's way more to explore. Well, that might be one of those turtle adamantis and. Oh, sorry, Joshua. I can't see because of the wings in the way. This thing is getting destroyed. Can't get over this combat. Not a lot. I've seen some people recently say that this combat is not good. Yeah, I just can't wrap my head around that type of opinion, man. It's because they aren't using the game to its fullest potential. They just mash, and then they just mash, and that sometimes works, but not against bosses. You actually have to think against bigger enemies. Against the smaller ones, you could just mash whatever, but against the actual enemies that are gonna like not poise through everything. I mean, not that are gonna poise through all of your little attacks, unlike the small enemies in the game. You're gonna have a rough time. Oh, I guess I got too close. Yeah, I can never understand someone who says this game's combat is not good, or they wish it was better or something.
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea, and Dwalius by his people.
I have a lot of AP, extra AP from AP grind. Well, not grinding, but you're playing the game twice. I'm gonna need some for the Leviathan. Oh. Ambrosia didn't come with us.
Poor girl probably doesn't know where I am. She wouldn't hear me. I doubt even Ambrosia could find me here. Poor girl probably doesn't know where I am.
That's cool. They have different voice lines for being over here. I did not hit the other one. I would argue this combat feels a lot better than Elden Ring combat. Only because Elden Ring, you know, it's from Soft. Their combat is great, but it's very just what is the word? It's very one note. They got bowled over. Ow. I couldn't even see. Ow. I need to put on. I keep forgetting about my limit break. I haven't used the limit break in a while. I was like, I kept forgetting about it. Ageless Oilstone. One more Adamantus. Oh.
said before that the child is bound within the surge. But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed. And the wave's origin.
All right. It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, I didn't want to go right now. I wanted to fight the last Adamantis. I thought they were going to have Shiva's previous dominant be the one to have frozen Leviathan. That might still be the case, but we don't know yet. Surge. A lone wave rises to eternity. First never break hands of time, having stilled the rage of its tortured creator. I'm surprised Jill hasn't said anything like how she wonders if a previous Shiva dominant would have caused the ocean to freeze like that. Because I don't think it was just a bearer or a bunch of bearers. I don't think so. I think it has to be something to do with Shiva and Leviathan battling. It has to. We'll see. Man, look at how good that looks. It looks so crazy.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as village elder and Walius's descendant.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes. The forest grows quickly here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
This is an area we can't see the map of because like a main mission area.
Does the light point the way to the child?
It does indeed.
Jeez. What? Creative Business Unit 3? Y'all deserve an award for how this game looks real. There's no way. I've never seen a game look this good. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks great, but it has nothing. Like this game looks just incredible. I think it's because of whatever engine they're using. Unfortunately, you know, Rebirth is on Unreal Engine 4, which is like a very common engine. I wish Square Enix, the Decima engine, I think that's the engine that Horizon was on. Man, if they did, Rebirth and Remake would look so much better. But I think the combat would be much different. The combat would be very different for the Remake trilogy if it wasn't on Unreal, because the combat probably be slower, honestly, on a different engine. Which, I mean, I don't mind Remake and Rebirth on Unreal Engine 4. It's just like the game could just look so much better.
I know it's a lot to take
But
in.
it's fine, honestly. But this is just on another level for real. Look at this. Like the little frozen particles in the air. Like they they went all out with the scenery in this game. It's not just here, like even in the volcano area,
Look at all the droplets
sand
of
areas.
water suspended in midair.
Where they have remained untouched by time for 80 summers.
It's not right.
No, it's not.
Yeesh, man. Like the frozen little water droplets in the air somehow just there. Crazy. And it's just the water, like the foliage and all that is still here. The rocks are still here. That water is moving out there. It's just all this. This side looks so much crazier though. Like look at that, look how detailed that is.
Do you see something?
Like a mountain of water that's frozen permanently.
Up ahead.
Keep forgetting it. I wish I can like line up my party, take pictures like that in photo mode. I think like Kingdom Hearts has that. Kingdom Hearts 3. There's a light. So that light right there. This, I wonder if whatever that is up there in the hill, with like that tower or whatever it was, if that's powering this to stay frozen, or maybe it's for the one guy, for him to stay frozen or something. Crater. You can't see that, the crater part from
Down in the center. Follow
higher
me.
up. Oh, it's an actual baby. I thought it was gonna be like a child or a teenager.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear. And I was old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
That's a baby. What must have happened
He
to
is
set
the
him off?
victim of an unforgivable sin. Committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
I'm not going to hurt him.
I was about to say, Clive.
Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason. What if I told you there was a way to remove Wallace's icon?
I tell you, you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done. Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
Yeah.
So, it might still come to violence.
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
Very well. Do what you must. And whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight.
So can we actually reach him?
Hush now. It's going to be all right.
Is it done?
I wonder if Clive got it willingly
I think
from
so.
the baby.
I can feel the icon inside me. But something's wrong.
Hmm.
He wasn't just afraid. He was angry. All right. Let's see
Ooh,
what you
we're about to
give me.
use it. Power of Water. Clive has claimed a portion of the icon Leviathan's essence. Tuning the Leviathan not only changes the elemental aspect of Clive's magic spells, also allows access to several new iconic abilities such as Cross Swell, an inescapable rush of water that pummels enemies from multiple angles. Leviathan's Serpent's Cry. This is pretty cool. Clive's off arm. Summon to Clive's off arm a spitting serpent capable of dealing precision strikes to enemies at great distance. Pressing square in this state will unleash Tidal Torrent, multiple bursts of water capable of forcefully knocking back smaller creatures, while pressing triangle will fire a powerful jet of water, Tidal Stream, and at enemies situated just outside melee range. Oh, okay. Using these attacks will deplete your tidal gauge, becoming unavailable when the gauge is in. Finish over time, refill quicker by pressing circle. That can press perfectly with the on-screen prompt to immediately refill the gauge, as well as earn unlimited ammunition for a short time. Precision dodge. Roll. Oh, you can actually roll. It's pretty cool. Cool.
Leviathan.
Oops.
Just an enemy, but a formidable adversary nonetheless.
That's like a shotgun blast. Oops.
Oh, look. It has friends.
Ow. Oops. Oh. I gotta get used to this.
Too slow.
Oops.
Well done, Trey.
Interesting. I'm gonna need some time with that, but pretty interesting so far. Flawless orb.
Is everyone all right?
He seems calmer now.
You said Walius was frozen in time. But he knew we were here. How?
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone. Until now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first, we must remove the seal at once.
It's not that simple. I wish it were, but... there's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see. Then let's return before it gets dark.
Imagine this place at nighttime.
I'm sorry, Walius. I will make this right. So, part of Leviathan is inside you now, is it? Does it hurt?
No. Not anymore, anyway.
Good, because I still have need of your strength. If you want to know the rest, we should head to the Witten Hall.
Of course.
I'm gonna need your pedigree to go back up. Or well, I don't know why I went back down. Very upset. Very upset that it's not Leviathan. Leviathan. Odin. But how do you discharge the balls? Because it seemed like it just sticks on them. I thought they blew up. Do I press circle? Targets are determined. Ball of lightning will fix itself to a target and can then be discharged. So do I just press circle again? Maybe. That's probably what I wasn't doing that. Leviathan. Now with fleet. Might not have enough to fully upgrade everything, maybe. Abyssal tier there. Rip open a slowly expanding gateway to the murky depths of the sea, and when timing is right, summon forth an abyssal storm that hones in on nearby enemies. Ami, conjure a whirling wave, titanic proportions, to swallow up and spit out all enemies caught in the surf. That looks crazy. Oh wait, but it's it can be leveled up. Or just by dodging. I can get everything. Nice. Everything's leveled up. I think I'm going to put like the best ones. Oswell. Pretty far distant. And just climb some. That does a lot of stun damage. So I can use this at the start. Then I could go to here. But no. I need to get this up to level 5 or level 4. I forget which is next. Use if they're staggered the Judgment Bolt, then use these two, or because this has to be leveled up also. Leviathan, Ramu, Bahamut. This is like my bread and butter here. Titan. Ramush. This one I was just. I need one for like max damage. Probably be this one. Titan. Do I need Titan? Do the Phoenix. So this is when I'm far away and I can close the gap with this. So I can start out with this, get their will gauge or whatever it's called down for stagger damage. Load this up. Wind up does a lot of stagger damage. I think I'll do Raging Fist instead. I'd rather have Giga Flare, I think. So get this up, switch to this, get that up. dagger. Hit him with this. Hit him with this. Hit him with these two. Or block. I use this to dagger. Hit him with that. Hit him with that. Hit him with this, and then hit him with Zaten Sukin at the for like max damage. I could probably do this. Odin, Ramu, Bahamut. This one, I get I get Mega Flare up, Lightning Rod, Pile Drive, Judgment Bolt, Giga Flare, and then that Tetsu. I like this. I like having more than one thing equipped.
Look, Dad, the Tributy's back. Do you think they saved Malleus?
And what are you two drawing?
The real? We're seeing who's fastest. And I'm...
Bastard things.
When you've decided what you want, just let me know. Well, if you're showing you need it.
Still haven't used the last elixir that you get in the main story.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Tide Strike Reforged.
I'd like to see another smith do better.
Can't upgrade it. Looks thin sword.
No sign of the child.
How may I be of service? I bid you good tide.
To understand the spell which binds Walyas, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This tapestry is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the Imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own Mother Crystal.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Well, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon.
Not very smart.
Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once
They
more.
made the Mother Crystal out of the kid?
And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the Mother Crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the dome of light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the Surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now, there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once. I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
Joshua's gonna stay behind.
The Vare is not easy to find. We must first head north, and then west, deeper into the forest.
I suspect two dominants can handle whatever it is that awaits you atop that peak. And if not, there's always Lady Shula's battle axe.
My lord, may I speak with you a moment? There is a matter with which I would beg your aid.
Of course, what is it?
Please, not so loud.
Something serious then?
Yes. I think we might have company. I was passing by the low gate when I saw a figure moving among the trees up on the cloak. At first, I thought it must have been you or your brother, so I didn't say anything, but...
There's other people here besides them?
But the more I think about it, the more certain I am that the figure looked... familiar.
And you're sure it wasn't one of the other villagers?
Positive. I think it was someone from outside the wall who has found his way.
It better not be Gav.
inside.
It might be Gav.
Of course, it could just be my
Somehow.
imagination playing tricks on me. I only caught a fleeting glimpse, and it might have been you or your brother. But if it is who I think it is, we cannot allow him to leave now that he knows we're here. Would you go and see? He won't try to hurt you, believe me. Given what lurks in the forest, the only one likely to get hurt is him.
Very well. Whether the man you saw is who you believe him to be or not, we need to know. It may yet be someone else entirely. Someone who means your people, or my people, harm.
Perhaps. Just promise me that if you do find someone up there...
Don't worry. I won't draw my sword unless I need to.
Thank you.
Ymilla, this man you saw, might he be the customer you told me of?
I fear so.
The customer?
I'll explain later. Come on.
The figure I saw was about halfway up the cloak. That's our name for the mountain you cross to get here.
I wonder, it may or may not be Gav.
Oh, I never should have let him go alone. Tide, take me. What am I gonna do? You've got to help me. Shula said you were a force to be reckoned with. Are you?
Why do you ask?
Eh? Oh, sorry. I should explain. My name's Kitav. I'm worried about a friend of mine. He went into the forest and he hasn't come back. Would you help me find him?
I can try. Tell me what I need to know.
Of course. You know about the glamour our ancestors cast to keep this place hidden, right?
Shula told us about it, yes.
Right. So you know the cairns we use to maintain the spell? Well, it's me and my friend's job to maintain them. If it weren't for the likes of us, it would have faded years ago.
So your friend went into the forest to visit one of these cairns?
Aye, that's right. He said he was going down to Father's Fell. There are two cairns out that way, one by the banks of the Swift Run, and another near the Winged Wains, the, ships in the forest.
All right. How will I know this friend of yours?
His name's Nassef. He's about my height, but clean-shaven. If you could track him down and see that he's come to no harm, I'd be much obliged. I'll search the village, just in case anyone's seen him, and meet you back here.
Very well. One cairn by the ships, another by the river. Better get moving.
Hail, stranger. Are you a rider by any chance?
I am. What gave me away?
Oh, they're gonna give me a chocobo?
I can smell it on you. The scent of the stables. And not just any stables. Something tells me you've never been one to ride half-starved birds with chine-gall and wet beak. If I had a guess, I'd say your bird eats only the finest greens and has her feathers groomed twice a day with a curl hairbrush.
Nothing but the best for my ambrosia.
Ambrosia, eh? Pretty name. What's she like?
Well, she's tall and strong. And her feathers are as white as snow.
You're joking.
You've got a white chocobo.
I have, yes. I suppose they are rather rare.
This I've got to see. Can you bring her here?
Yeah.
I would if I could, but I doubt Shula's skiff could hold her.
Me dad's got a boat. And he's ferried chocobos before. You could get him to bring her. It'd be perfect timing and all. He's preparing for a trip beyond the wall as we speak. I'm sure he'd help you if you asked.
He would. Well, I don't suppose it would hurt to have Ambrosia around. All right then. Where could I find your father?
He'll be in the storehouse on the other side of the brook. Tell him Manda sent you.
Okay, so we get to have Ambrosia here with us. Nice.
Me dad'll be in the storehouse across the brook checking our stocks. He'll help you ferry your bird across the bay.
It'll be our home away from home.
Bastard things. All the fish right out of the baskets.
I can't go on like this.
Don't... Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
Ah, you're the outsider. I'm Fannet, healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
I hope so too,
But?
This affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling chilled to the bone, but there's no fever to go with it. And my most powerful antalgic hasn't done a thing to ease the pain in his chest.
He's
starting
faking.
to wonder if his condition might require a different kind of treatment altogether. Shula said that you were here to help us. You couldn't help me, could you?
I'd be happy to. If I can.
You can, don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up to before he came down sick.
Probably has TB.
Something must have caused this.
Like
I want
Arthur.
to find out what.
Like Arthur.
The trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't leave his side for long. So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just in case she knows anything.
All right.
What ails you?
Leave me be. Let me go. Let me go.
Oh, do you need something?
I do, though not from the forge. Fannet asked me to speak with you. She's looking into the cause of your father's illness and wondered if you could shed any light on the matter.
I see. Sorry. She shouldn't have dragged you into this.
It's no trouble, really. Tell me, did your father do anything out of the ordinary before he fell ill?
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see him. He's always out and about, like. Well, at least he was. Suppose he might have been a bit more fidgety than usual, but apart from that...
When you say out and about, where does he usually go?
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazia's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the fount. They're old friends. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Maybe. I'll go and speak with him.
Alright, now people who are gonna play this DLC are probably gonna just skip the dialogue because they hate
You one of the
listening to
outsiders,
people
then?
talk, even though they
I am.
talk themselves.
Shula invited me. Are you Manda's father?
I am. Got you running errands for her already, has she?
She's asked to see my chocobo, but I'd need your help and your boat to bring her here.
Or you could just say no. Honestly, that girl and her birds, she'll be growing feathers soon enough.
Well, truth be told, I didn't take the idea seriously at first. But thinking about it, it would make it easier to get around if I had Ambrosia here. Can you help?
Well, if you're sure that's what you want. The tributary says we're to treat you lot as we would each other. So, if you need me to ferry your bird over, then that's what I'll do. Still, they don't take the water easily. I'll need you to bring us a mimic gourd or two to keep her calm on the journey over.
And where would I find one of those?
Oh, don't ask me. It's been years since I last brought a chocobo across the bay, and I'm told the world's changed a fair bit since then. Where do you usually get your stable supplies from?
Well, the man who made Ambrosia's tack lived in Martha's Rest, and if I remember correctly, he traded in chocobo feed too. So I suppose I'll go and ask him.
I'll be sailing over to Northreach soon to pick up some supplies. While I do that, you collect your bird and your gourd, and then meet me by the shore. Just don't take too long, all right? It's a mimic gourd you need, or your bird'll panic as soon as the first wave hits. Bring both to the shore near Northreach, and leave the rest to me.
But do I just fast travel or what?
O ceaseless rill, guide thy bounty.
So these hens were a gift from the dame, were they?
Almost time.
Greetings, stranger. What can I do for you?
Your name is Blazier, is it not? Pavard tells me you're a friend of his father's, and that the two of you may have spent some time together prior to his illness.
His illness? Talor's never been ill a day in his life. I don't know why he'd start now.
Oh, Fanny doesn't know either. It was she who asked me to look into his recent behavior on the off chance it might explain how his condition arose.
Oh, I suppose there was something that struck me as a bit odd. He kept asking about the woods. Did you see anything strange on your way back from the shore? Are you certain? Do you swear? That kind of thing. I didn't, of course. But he wouldn't let it go. It was like he was expecting something to happen. It was just a matter of when. Not that I know what. But he never told me anyway.
Well, that certainly does sound unusual. And it might just be what Fanet is looking for. Thank you.
I don't mention it. Oh, and when you say Talor, wish him the best from me, yeah?
Let's see what the healer makes of this.
I can hardly believe it. Talor of all people. Oh, I suppose we're both getting on a bit.
I spoke with Werder, but she couldn't tell me anything. Did you have any better luck?
Nothing conclusive. But there was one thing. Blazier, the fisherman, told me that Talor had taken a sudden interest in the forest of late. He kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast, but never let on what exactly he was expecting him to have seen.
The forest between here and the coast. Surely not. But then... I can't say for sure. But I think Talor's illness might have some connection to the Tomberries. You may have encountered them during your time here. The small, scaly beastmen.
And you think they may have caused Talor's illness?
I do. At least in a way, and if I'm right, it's no wonder the treatments I've been trying didn't work. Oh, I know it's a lot to ask, but would you go down into Father's Fell for me? There's an altar there, and if my fears are true, an offering upon it.
What is going on here?
Please, I'll explain everything when you return, but time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's Fell and take the offering from the altar. Talor's life may depend on it.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
Very well.
There's an old altar in the forests of Father's Fell where the Tombries sometimes congregate. If you leave now, it might not be too late.
Feels little clankings on her outfit. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like her boots or something. Something's always jingling on her.
For a braver man than me taking a stroll through those woods. I'll be sticking at this end of the village.
A bottle. Breath of the Arbor. Perfume from Sunbrag. Looks expensive too.
Who's there? Stop!
That's not Gav. So this guy followed, well, probably not followed us here, but seemed like the lady knew who he was.
No! No! Hang on! I'm coming!
Don't eat me! I'll give you gut rot, I swear!
Oops.
Stand back. I'll handle this.
Oh. What? Okay. That does a lot of damage. Pretty good.
Are you all right?
I'm more than all right. I'm saved! Oh, I could kiss you!
Maybe you should introduce yourself first.
Hervey! I knew it was you. What are you doing here?
I came to see you. Oh, my little canary, it's been so long.
Thank you for saving him and sparing him.
Who is he?
One she probably met.
Hervey, one of many clients from my employment beyond the wall.
One of many clients? We spoke every night of our plans together. Whispered songs of love into each other's ears. And then you upped and vanished without so much as a word.
I left you a note, didn't I? I told you I was sorry, but that we could never be together. That I could never abandon my family. And I told you not to look for me. How did you even find this place, anyway?
The flame of your love was as a beacon in the night that guided me to you.
Hervé.
I was walking by the coast near Northreach when I saw a lady who looked like you. Eyes like the ocean. Hair like the driven snow. The next moment, she and her companions were jumping in a skiff and sailing out towards the wave. So I, borrowed the nearest boat and started rowing.
It must have been Shula bringing us here.
Hmm.
So what? You rowed, found a nose how many leagues across the bay, simply because you saw a woman with white hair.
And as I did, the skies changed from a dull and hopeless grey to a bright and benevolent blue. That was when I knew for certain that my little canary was close.
Oh, why did you come? You should have forgotten me, as I tried to forget you. I cannot leave my people, Hervé. And now that you know about this place, neither can you. We must return to Haven and accept my family's judgment.
I'm to meet your family. Oh, my little canary.
Please, come and see me later. You did as I asked, and you must be rewarded for it. But first, follow me, Hervé.
To the end of the world and beyond.
Very much a stalker, but he was in love with her, I guess. I can't really tell if she was in love with him.
You might have found this place. How could I be so careless?
Don't blame yourself.
That's very
I doubt anything could have kept that man
bad.
away.
Could have been worse if it was someone dangerous. Well, I guess I can just fast travel. Which I guess I can fast travel everywhere else anyway, so it don't matter that much. Not Northreach, Martha's Rest.
We've got a few rooms going spare now. Want a bed for the night? Speak to Martha.
I remember you. You're the one who saved Whiteheart. How's the old girl doing? She's very well. Thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. You're the one who saved her.
Anyway, what brings you to the rest today? I was hoping to purchase a Mimit gourd.
Most likely I have to go find one.
And I thought you might be able to tell me where I could find one.
Oh, reckon I could do better than that. Just so happens, I've got a whole carload of the blasted things. Not a buyer in sight.
Really?
Aye, you'd be doing me a favor taking a few off my hands before they turn to mush. But just be on the lookout for wild birds, eh? Don't want them chasing after you like they did me.
I will. And thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Any friend of Whiteheart is a friend of mine. And in times like these, friends have got to stick together.
We certainly do.
That was easy. Thought we were gonna have to go find one.
Wouldn't want to keep Amanda's father waiting.
Founder only knows what I'm going to do with all these gourds. Hollow them out and make lanterns, maybe.
The garrison said they'd take another 100.
And how might I help the garrison today?
This guy is still over here.
The Duke has pledged to work with the people of Northridge to rebuild.
Fly, Ambrosia. Fly.
Ah, there you are.
Eesh,
And
that
this
bird is
must
huge.
be Ambrosia, was it? Oh, she's a real beauty, isn't she?
I have the mimic or two. Here.
Looks like a pumpkin.
Thank you kindly. Soon as she's gobbled this up, we'll set sail.
We're going to take a little trip across the bay now, Ambrosia. Don't worry.
I think I'll get her down there.
All right.
I didn't even see the size of the boat. It's probably a different boat than we used before.
Well, we made it.
You didn't all? She is as white as snow. You're beautiful, aren't you, girl?
Brave, too. She was calm as you like on the journey over. The mimic gourd will have played its part, of course, but passing through the walls enough to spook most birds even then. Not this one, though.
Ambrosia's been through a lot. I doubt there's much that could unnerve her now.
Not with a beloved master by her side.
No. It's you who looks after me, isn't it, girl?
Anyway,
Aw.
thanks for bringing her here. Hope I can breed a bird like her someday.
And if you and Ambrosia need ferrying back to Northreach, you only need say the word.
Thank you. But I think we might explore Mysidia together. What do you say, Ambrosia?
I love Ambrosia so much. Very, very, very what's it called? Very the word courageous bird. Takes after Clive.
I'll have done well if I ever breed a bird as beautiful as yours.
Thanks for humouring me, daughter. She's right, though. That is a beautiful bird you've got there.
Nobody says anything about Torgal.
Bastard things. All the fish waiting.
I'm gonna do this quest and then end the stream for the night.
Forgive
I'll come
me.
back tomorrow after I get
There's
off
nothing
work.
to forgive. You two met at the Vale, I take it.
When I worked there, yes. To earn the coin that my people need to survive. Though Mysidia is our sanctuary, there are certain necessities that it cannot provide. And for that reason, some of us seek employment beyond the wall. Yet few are the opportunities for followers of a strange faith in a strange land.
And so you supported your family as best you could.
I did. And I have never regretted it for a moment. I found a second family in the Vale. And in the Dame, a second mother. I also found Hervey. But our love could never be. I knew that if I revealed my secret to him, I would be putting my people in danger. But that if I did not, I would be living a lie, unable to return home.
What will happen to him now?
Meditating? What is he
Since
on?
our people settled in Mysidia, uninvited visitors have been few and far between, but not unknown. Explorers, survivors of shipwrecks, none lasted long.
I see.
That was before my time, you understand? I've never had to make a decision like this before. Ymila, know that I do not blame you for any of this. It was me who decided to make the trip to shore. Me who exposed our secret. This was my mistake, and I shall bear the responsibility.
Thank you, tributary. I only beg you to remember that Hervé means us no ill will. He's just a fool. A fool who loves me.
I will take that into consideration. But yours is not the only voice I must listen to. The whole family must be consulted, and it may take time for me to arrive at my decision. I hope you understand.
Of course, tributary. However long it takes. Come what may, I thank you, my lord, for bringing us back together.
So does she want to be with him or not? 'Cause that'll help the situation a little bit for him. Unless he's just being nice, doesn't want him to be killed.
I left Hervé because I couldn't turn my back on my family. And now his life hangs in the balance.
I don't care what happens to me. Now I've found my little canary, I'm not going anywhere.
I left Hervé because I couldn't turn my back on my family.
Why is he looking at Jill like that?
His life hangs in the balance.
Alright. So I have 2 more quests to do? Yes. But yeah, that's gonna be it for my stream tonight. I don't go into work until 12 tomorrow, maybe 11.
Bastard things.
Just to pick up an extra hour of work. Maybe like 11:30 or something. Pick up a little bit extra work, maybe extra time, because my dumb company don't give us any hours, and my department makes a lot of money. And they can't afford to give me the hours that I deserve. And what I've been doing lately is just literally like the bare minimum. I've been taking super long breaks, multiple breaks. I've been barely putting anything up. I put up like important stuff, but I'm not gonna put up everything. I'm not doing that until I get what I'm owed. I'm just gonna work the hours. Try to get as much of them as I can, then not put up as much, because I'm not getting paid to put up. Like, I'm not, like, as much as I usually put up, I'm not getting paid the equal amount. I'm not getting the hours to equal amount the work I should be throwing up. So I'm not doing that until my hours, and then I'll pick up work. But it is what it is. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for joining the stream tonight, checking out the stream. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with more DLC, more Rising Tide DLC. Have a good one.